Hi dear students, welcome to Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik. So friend, in our previous lecture, we started our discussion about the green chemistry and technology for sustainable development. As per as our discussion, the green chemistry and the engineering technology aims to maintain the sustainability, and in order to have a sustainable alternative approach towards the synthesis of many chemical components, we should examine the risk. And as per as our discussion, a risk is the product of toxicity and exposure. Toxicity is nothing but the toxic nature, or the how much chemical will be the toxic for the defect in the environment as well as the worker, or you can say the person. And exposure is nothing but the time of exposure, how much time is required to cause a effect, means the hazardous effect on the man or the environment. Now friend, in continuation of our previous discussion, in the present lecture we are going to discuss about the use of alternative basic chemicals as a raw material for the industries as well as research. Use of alternative basic chemicals as a feedstocks for chemical industries and research. So student, the chemical industry uses a petroleum and a natural gas for the production of a new chemical material. As per as the survey, it is observed that globally 85% chemical material are prepared by using a petroleum as a starting material, and approximately 15% of the organic, or you can say the chemical components, are prepared by using a natural gas as a starting material. Obviously both these, that is the petroleums and the natural gases, are the non-renewable sources of a feedstock. They cannot be renewed, and therefore the consumption of such a huge amount of petroleums and the natural gas will be the problem for the next generation, and therefore this is a proper time to choose an alternative for the petroleums as well as a natural gas. Means we have to switch from the non-renewable sources to the renewable sources, which will be the environmentally being, which will be the eco-friendly, and which will protect the environment safer. So green chemistry and the green engineering technologies aims to maintain the sustainability, and in order to maintain the sustainability, the focus on the certain approaches. The approach of a green technology focus on the different points. The first important point, which is an important one to maintain the sustainability, is the renewal of a feedstock and a raw material. First one is a renewal of feedstock and raw material. A renewal of a feedstock and a raw material. For that purpose, generally the biological material is used. Means we have to switch from the non-renewable source to the renewable biomaterial as a feedstock. Obviously the biomaterials are low toxic one, and they have a less effect on the environment. So what we have to do under here? We have to use biological material as a feedstock, because they are low toxic, and have a less environmental impact. So this is nothing but the first approach towards the sustainability. The second one is oleochemistry. Oleochemistry provides a new biological starting material or a raw material. It provides new biological raw material. The fats and oils from the plants and animals belongs to the oleochemicals. The fats and oils from plants and animals belongs to oleochemicals. So the use of such a plant and animal generated fats and oil is also one of the best alternative for the sustainability, and therefore green chemistry and the engineering focus on the oleochemistry. The third one is photochemistry. Photochemistry. This is nothing but the new chemical process which will be the environmentally being. New chemical process which is environmentally being. It involves the use of light energy rather than the metal catalyst. Means we have to switch from the metal catalyst to the photon or light. Through the light, we can perform a many chemical transformation, and this chemistry is known as a photochemistry. And therefore, through the photochemistry, we can contribute to green chemistry. We can contribute green chemistry. And the solar radiation is a very important source of light, and which is an renewable one and less. So this is also one of the important field on which the green chemistry and engineering chemistry focused. The next field is the photocatalytic synthesis using a TiO2. Photocatalytic synthesis using TiO2, titanium oxide. Many more chemical transformation can be catalyzed by TiO2. TiO2 is one of the best photocatalyst. The use of TiO2 decreases the waste production. Decreases waste production, increases the yield, and synthesis can be carried out with a low consumption of energy. with low consumption of energy. With a low consumption of energy, and therefore it is convenient route for synthesis. So by reducing the waste, by increasing the yield, and by decreasing the consumption of energy, the photocatalytic synthesis using a TiO2 contributes to the green chemistry. The next one is photolytic oxidation. We call it as a photocatalytic oxidation. Now in this case, the decomposition of organic raw material is carried out by using a sunlight or photons. The photon causes a degradation, it causes the oxidation of the complex organic raw material into the simple one. And in this way, the oxidation of a raw material can be carried out. The one of the best way for the photocatalytic oxidation is the use of TiO2. Use of TiO2, titanium oxide, which we have already discussed in our previous point. The oxidation can be carried out by using other metals or by using other metals such as Fe2 plus can be used for that. One of the most studied oxidizing agent is the Fenton reagent. One of the most studied reagent is Fenton reagent, that is Fe2 plus in presence of H2O2 for photo assisted decomposition of toxic waste material. For photo decomposition of toxic waste material. So student, it was the important points in view of a green chemistry to maintain the sustainability. First of all, you just record all these data by screenshot so that we will continue our further discussion. Now the sixth one, waste biomass as a feedstock. Sixth one. Waste biomass as a feedstock. In the last few decades, the biomass which is generated from the agricultural field was a major problem for maintaining the environment. But afterward, the research and technology proved that this biomass can be used as a starting material for the preparation of some biochemicals. Not only the biochemicals, but it is also has an important use for the preparation of biofuels. and this biofuel will be utilized for the various purposes in our day-to-day life. And therefore, the waste biomass as a feedstock is one of the best alternative to maintain the sustainability. So, biomass can be converted to biochemicals. It also used to generate biofuel. In fact, the biomass is a very clean source of feedstock because there is no any environmental hazards. So it is one of the clean and renewable source of a feedstock. Our next approach is towards the degradation of a biomass. Degradation of biomass for the production of biofuel, biodiesel, and biogas. The biomass which is collected from the agricultural field can be converted into the biofuel. It can be converted into the biogas and even for the preparation of biofuels. Nowadays, the cars running on a biofuel is on the way of a market, and very shortly in future, most of the automobile sector will depends upon the biofuel, and therefore it is also one of the important point of a discussion, that is the use of a biomass for the production of a biofuel, biodiesel and biogas. The global scale indicate that there is approximately 20% energy is generated from the biomass globally. About 20% energy is generated from the biomass, and the cars running on a biofuel is on the way of market. Our next point of discussion is biocatalysis and biotransformation in chemical industries. Biocatalysis and biotransformation in industries. This is the time to think about the alternative catalyst, which is environmentally being eco-friendly. So the enzymes are the best option. Enzymes are the very effective biocatalyst for the production of various chemical species. More particularly in the living organism, the enzyme plays the role of a catalyst. More particularly, enzymes are used for the conversion of biological material into the new material. And we know the catalytic activity of enzyme. The enzymes are highly specific in their action. They do their role, they play their role very effectively with a very minimum byproduct or the waste production. In fact, the biocatalytic reaction gives a maximum yield. It gives maximum yield. It gives a maximum yield, means the maximum product formation with a low consumption of energy. Low consumption of energy and minimum waste production. And minimum waste production. The biotransformation by using a biocatalyst is considered to be the good green chemistry technique. The biotransformation using a biocatalyst is considered as a good technique of chemical industries. And we know the best example of biocatalyst, that is the enzyme. Our next point of discussion is the capture of carbon dioxide. Capture and sequestration of carbon dioxide. Capture and sequestration of carbon dioxide. We know that the climatic change and the greenhouse effect are the major cause of carbon dioxide. And therefore, it is necessary to control the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And therefore, those reactions which consumes the carbon dioxide is the main principle of green chemistry, and therefore the reactions which absorb the carbon dioxide will be modified at a maximum level or at a such a level which will consume some more and more carbon dioxide. So, the climatic change and greenhouse effect are the cause of carbon dioxide. Hence, the reaction which absorb carbon dioxide is the principle of green chemistry. ओके चलो तो फिर आप रिकॉर्ड करो बाय स्क्रीनशॉट. Okay, student, it was an account about the use of basic chemical as a feedstock for the chemical industries and research. In the present lecture, we will stop here. In our next lecture, we will discuss about the synthesis of some important chemical component, both by green approach as well as a conventional approach. I hope you enjoyed the session, and I hope you got the concept. So thank you very much for attending this lecture.